So, what I wanted to talk about today, ideally, is Turabify Co. as a company, and specifically the Turabify Network, because I want to allow students that are a part of this and interns that are a part of this to essentially deeply understand why something like this exists in the first place and why I have set the requirements the way that I have. So, the Turabify Network is really a place for young leaders to come and actually gain the real life skills that are required in order to build businesses, but also be essential members and leaders inside of their companies. And the basic skills in leadership in society that I've found is our ability to communicate, is figuring out what we need to say, how we need to say it, and how much we need to say it. The ability to delegate, so choosing the correct people to satisfy positions and to make sure that they are being held accountable by certain metrics, meaning literally the things that need to get done in a period of time through numbers, but also to delegate based on personality and conviction so that you have the right roles and the right communication styles in the right roles. Furthermore, leaders need to understand the importance of networking and consistently having an inflow of new possible leads for both to sell to, but also as a way to grow the actual community, the actual network, and the internals of the operations. It's very, very important to realize that systems are organic, and at the end of the day, if we don't have a consistent inflow and outflow of an inflow of good ideas and an outflow of bad ideas, an inflow of good people, a bad outflow of people that are lazy and kind of holding things back. Not having an understanding of that has bit me in the ass many, many times when I have created organizations in school that have had big plans to potentially change culture or to offer opportunities. Furthermore, a leader needs to have a tremendous amount of self-discipline. The personal development aspect of the internship, I think, is actually the most important because the way that someone thinks is the way that they will act. The philosophies that you have in your life are going to be essential in terms of how you can go about building the right systems, the right environment for yourself in order to accomplish a goal, a task. So, all of these things in mind, I created the Turabify Network as a place to slowly but also efficiently package uh, that leadership training, that experience for students that school does not emphasize and does not provide. So there's a lot of students that go into school as freshmen looking for opportunities for networking or gaining experience through joining student organizations, and they quickly find that the leaders of the student organizations don't even really know how to be leaders, and that they can't consistently organize valuable events for them to actually get things done for the members. So what I wanted to do, being someone that's created student organizations for a long, long time, and being someone that has consistently thought about larger visions when it comes to these student organizations, it's very, very important to have mentors that have been through this stuff and that ideally you want to be like so that you can get that relevant information quickly and efficiently and cut out the fat. So the requirements of the network are pretty simple. First and foremost, when someone signs up, there's a Google form. There's a $25 fee, which is basically free. It's the cost of going to a club or buying a vape or buying whatever other nonsense that people spend money on, and you get that for for 4 months. So that's a semester. You get $25 for a semester. You get access to a 15-minute phone call once a month with me personally to discuss personal, professional, and financial goals and help you strategize on how to get closer to those. The requirements are that the interns need to attend 15 out of, I think, 26 morning accountability calls. This is a way for me to go back to where I was in college, where I had a difficult time having consistent circadian rhythm and making sure that I was waking up and actually being excited about the day. So I wanted to give that opportunity to students to be like, hey, you can come. I'll ask you what your goals are for the day, at least get you thinking about that the day is very, very important. A day is a lifetime. It's a good philosophy to have in life. because it helps you really prioritize the time that you have and value it. But it's basically a 30-minute call. I'll check in with you guys. I'll say, hey, what are your goals for today? What's a professional, what's a personal, what's a financial goal for you today? And what are you doing to get closer to it? How was yesterday in terms of your productivity? How would you like to improve? And if there's any questions or concerns, I answer those as well. Furthermore, every intern is required to host a monthly event. And a lot of people in college have not ever hosted events before, and it tends to be something that is out of the norm and kind of very uncomfortable for people. But I purposely built that in because I know that me thinking back to college, thinking back to being in school, there is never going to be another time in your life where you will be surrounded by people that are of the same age, of the same general intellect, of the same culture as when you are in college and when you're in graduate school, when you were in high school. And leveraging those connections and actually networking consistently with those types of people allows you to have a more foundational network when you're actually in the professional fields. So every single person, your friends, your colleagues, your classmates, they are eventually going to have jobs in order to survive. And that means that they're going to have the ability to potentially help you if you're trying to build out a business, or you're trying to get a team together, or you are trying to get an opportunity for yourself to be able to make money and have significance. So events are an essential part of being able to organize groups of human beings in an intentional way. And that is a very, very valuable skill that leaders need to have so that they understand that they're not wasting other people's time, but also that they need to put in a level of preparation beforehand to make sure that everyone shows up on time, there is no lack of communication in terms of where to be, when to be there, and to actually make the entire event valuable. I've also included in a personal brand sense, but also there's a philosophy that if a tree fell in a forest and no one sees it, did it happen? And my answer is no. So videos, pictures, audio, very, very important in parts of in terms of making sure that your events and the things that you do in your life are captured in a way that can actually be used as advertisement for yourself, but also as a way for other people to connect to you. So I really advocate strongly for students to be posting on LinkedIn, all of the things that they're doing. I really advocate strongly for people to consistently reach out to professional networks, to conferences, and having that requirement of having 2 videos, horizontal videos, 2 vertical videos, I think 1 horizontal video, and 5 pictures per event gets people to start thinking about the other intricacies that are involved in making it so that the event that took place doesn't just exist in isolation. It's not just that tree that fell in the forest, but it's actually something that can carry forward and give you opportunities time and time again, and also function as a resume. What I've realized is that resumes in general, most people that are very successful that are running businesses do not really care about your resume, because you can fix it up and you can include details that weren't really relevant. They care about your ability to execute and actually make things a reality. That's what your leadership is, a merit-based system at its best. And so having those videos and having that content, and also the skill of actually capturing it appropriately and getting the right frame and the right lighting and the depth of field is very, very important, because we're going into a more technological future. There is never going to be a time that's going to be as simple as it is today in terms of getting into this stuff. And things, you have AI that's a resource to you. You have all of these tremendous people that are giving out free webinars, free resources on Instagram, on TikTok. But there is a tremendous amount of people that are trying to help you to do the things that you want to do. The real question is, what do you want to do? I can help you narrow that in. This is not for people that assume that they have too much on their plate already. This is not for people that think that they can just put this on their resume and actually get something that people will think is interesting. This is for people that are willing to do the hard work, that are willing to spend the time to accrue the skills, and want to live and create in a network that gives back over their entire lifetime. This is going to include schools from all over the world. I already have interns in Pakistan, I have interns in Spain, I have interns in Ohio, I have interns in Arizona, I have interns in Florida. We're reaching out to people in Maryland. So having that international network of people that are committed to that personal development, to that self-branding, to actually creating opportunities for other human beings and being service-driven leaders is going to be something that gives back constantly, constantly to you in your life. And in a spiritual sense and a kind of philosophical sense, the art of giving consistently, not for the sake of receiving, but to give out things, is actually directly correlated with wealth. There's a common statement that whatever you want to get in life, you have to, you have to give it away. And if you don't do that, well, chances are that you probably don't deserve the output. So, Turabify Network, available to anyone watching these videos. You can probably click the link below or hit me up in the DMs and I'll send you the relevant information. It's not going to be easy, I promise you. It's in fact going to be challenging compared to what school has organized for you. But in the process of going through the motions, you will learn things that are going to be fundamentally useful in any field, any career that you go into, allowing you to make more money based on your efforts and execution skills, and also allowing you to live a more satisfying life because you'll be more in control of the things that you want to actually get done and knowing exactly how to strategize and do those.